Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing beautifully well. Welcome back to my channel. I took a bit of a break because I kind of needed to think about where my channel was heading. A lot of changes have been happening in my life and I think I need to get settled and grounded before I bring it onto the internet and start babbling about things that even I'm not very sure of. I dropped out of fashion school. I'm not at LCF anymore, but I'm still with UAL. Yes, there was a little bit of change of plans. If you don't know, I go to LCF, London College of Fashion at the University of the Arts London, and if you followed me throughout this whole journey, the last couple of weeks you might have known that I felt very unstable in my course that I decided to undertake after my foundation degree at LCF. My BA course was critical practice in fashion media, and I had a breakdown almost every single day during my first month of school. I felt very disconnected to the world and the realm of fashion, and especially what I was studying. So today I'm sitting down quietly and talking about why I changed, what I'm doing next, where I'm going, all that good stuff. I really hope you'll stick around, especially if you're here for fashion content, which is something that you may want to think about if you have a similar mindset as I do. So without further ado, let's get started. It's only right for me to start this story kind of explaining why I decided to quit after only a month. If you don't know, I did my foundation degree at LCF all of last year and it was great. I loved it. Going into foundation though, I thought I was going to get out of foundation with a degree that permitted me to go forward with a design bachelor's degree. However, I came out of that foundation course with a degree permitting me to go into the media realm of fashion, which I was not mad about because I feel like media is much more appropriate to what I love to do. Design, I had only been interested in fashion design for about a year and a half before I went to LCF. Even though that was kind of why I went to LCF, the foundation degree was great because it really opened my eyes up to the worlds of fashion. I realized that media was something I really liked, and I really liked communication, transferring ideas into reality, and I found a new passion for video and YouTube and all of that, which is in the realm of media. In my media pathway, I had an excellent tutor and he allowed me to explore outside of fashion, so none of my projects were related to fashion. If you have watched my term 2 and my term 3 portfolio, you would know that none of my portfolios were about fashion. I guess I didn't really think about it when I was in foundation because I had the liberty to seek other things outside of fashion because my tutor permitted that. What I didn't think about was that my bachelor's degree would be nothing like that and I would have to stick to fashion. So when the time came around for me to pick what I was going to do this year and for the next 3 years of my life and my bachelor's degree basically, I started really thinking about how I engaged with the material that I was given during my foundation year, and my teacher and I had long talks about what I should do, and he advised me that I should seek to go into this bachelor's degree at London College of Fashion. And he explained to me that it is a very theory-based course, that I would get to challenge my intellectual abilities in that class. I was very excited about it. That's something that I am very interested in, and I really missed being intellectually challenged in that way, and I had learned so much during my foundation year that I craved more of it. So I decided to pick critical practice for fashion media at the end of my foundation, which was back in early June. When that decision was taken, as soon as I submitted my answer to go into that course, I had a sinking gut feeling that fashion probably was something that I wanted to leave. So the whole summer I spent stressed out of my mind thinking, what have I done? I am going into a 3-year BA where I'm going to be restricted to fashion, where I am an international student paying international fees. What am I doing? Like, is this going to be a waste of my time, of my money, of experience? What am I doing? I went through many breakdowns. I was very lost and confused during the summer. So I started looking at other courses, and I was very drawn to LCC, which, if you don't know, is the London College of Communication, which is still a part of UAL. So it is still the same university, it is just a different campus. So I was looking at the courses at LCC and I came across many that I thought I would enjoy. And so I got in contact with the admissions team at UAL and they they told me that applications were closed and I could not go forward and put my applications in. So I was like, okay, so I'm stuck with this BA course. How am I going to proceed? Shortly after that, clearing courses. If you don't know, clearing courses is when the school goes through all the applicants and they approve less applicants than there are spaces on the course, so there are spaces that need to be filled. So the clearing courses are the courses that still have spots that are released during the summer. Late applicants can apply. However, when clearing courses came out, I had already started my visa in order to undergo my 3-year BA at LCF. And so I had contacted the school, letting them know my whole situation. They told me that if I were to apply for the course that I was interested in at LCC, which was on clearing, I had to redo my whole visa. And if you are not an international student, just know that a visa is extremely expensive, and I was not about to pay double that in order to potentially obtain a spot in LCC. I was just not going to do that. So I emailed admissions again. There were many emails, too many to count, with a bunch of different people, asking them what I can do, telling them that I took a decision because it was a natural progression towards a BA at LCF because I had done a foundation there, but that I was now realizing that fashion was too restrictive for me. What can I apply to this course and my visa? Anyway, they told me that I could seek a potential transfer at the end of my first term at LCF. I was relieved hearing this news because it gave me a potential answer to my problems. And up till then, I had no answer. Having this answer was like fueling me. It also caused me to have massive breakdowns. However, we do not talk about that. So come September, I go to LCF, I start my course, and I'm sitting in class on the very first day and I'm thinking to myself, why am I doing this? I felt so disconnected to the fashion industry. I wanted to be in the arts. I wanted to be able to approach any subject I wanted to approach. I wanted to be able to do projects on anything. I didn't want to be stuck into this box of fashion, especially when I am 19 and doing a bachelor's degree. Now I understand, and now I see, and now I know that bachelor's degree honestly should be as broad as possible and open as many doors as possible, and then you shrink it down and you specify and you do an MA or PhD or whatever you want to call it. For a bachelor's degree when you're so young, because you're so forever changing, especially at this age, you need something that permits you to explore this whole realm, especially the arts, because the arts is so big. There's so much you can do. Anyway, so when I was sitting in this classroom on my first day at LCF of my bachelor's degree, I knew in my gut that I had taken the wrong decision. It was terrible. I had so many breakdowns. It was disastrous. So I went on to email a bunch of other people. After many emails back and forth trying to find the right person to talk to, I obtained an answer that I could submit a transfer form to this person, which will then tell me what my next steps are and what my options are. So I had a talk with my teacher, who sent me a form to fill out that I then sent to admissions team, that then sent to the course that I wanted to go onto at LCC. A lot of people told me that transfers were very difficult and that they happen very rarely. Even though I had a lot of hope, my expectations for this were very low because I did not want to get disappointed. At this point, I was thinking, if this transfer situation doesn't work out, I will do a year and then take a year off, think about what I want to do, maybe seek another transfer, because transfers are only available after term 1 or after the first year of study. I had options, but they were limited. So once I sent my form to the right person, LCC got back to me. I got in touch with the course leader of the course that I wanted to go on, and I was asked to come in for a chat. A chat was the word that was used. So I said yes, and I went in for my chat a couple of days later at LCC. Little did I know was it going to be an interview. I was not prepared. I had no work on me. Somehow, at the end of the interview, they told me that they would be more than glad to offer me a spot on the course. So, I don't really know how that worked out, but I am not questioning it, and I am very thankful that I pulled out my skills to knock out an interview when I had no clue it was going to be an interview. And that's it. And so now I can cheerfully and happily say that I am no longer at LCF, and since last week I have been pursuing design for art direction at LCC. It is very broad. You come out with a very, very broad and general degree. You come out as an art director, whatever that means. Like, you're not gonna go get art direction for Balmain or whatever once you come out of this degree, but you do hold an art director title, but you can basically do anything. Even if I wanted to do projects based on fashion, I can do that at LCC, which is a breath of fresh air. Like, I can do my projects based on whatever I want. Like, obviously there's a set guideline and brief, but the topics, anything. And especially me, who has always been interested in documentaries and film and moving image, critical practice was a course that was very theory based, and although it gave me what I craved, which was, you know, intellectual stimulation and critically challenging and all that, that course certainly gave you that, but it didn't give me any technical skills. I came to an art school in order to learn art techniques and skills, and I felt like the course was lacking of that, and I didn't want to waste my time and money on something that I didn't come here to learn. And even though it was my decision, and even though I knew that going into it, I don't know what happened. Something happened that convinced me to go into that course, and I instantly knew once I submitted my application for it. But you know what? I'm just glad to be here today and have a spot into somewhere where I feel welcomed and appreciated for what I do, that I don't feel restricted, and I'm just so beyond grateful for that. I will be taking you guys along into my life as an art student still. I will definitely still do projects based on fashion, although it will no longer be the main point of interest for me, at least, because I want to explore as much as I can. And I really hope that you guys will stick around and still follow my journey through this. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I know that there might be a lot of questions regarding LCF and, you know, spill the tea or whatever, and I can certainly say more about it. This is just like a video to announce that I'm leaving LCF. It's not a very much in-depth review as to why I didn't like the course. It's more just like, hey, by the way, starting from now, my classes are going to be art direction and not critical practice. All that to say, I'm happy, and thank you very much for watching. And if you have any questions or recommendations whatsoever, if there's anything specific you want to know, let me know in the comments down below, and I will see you guys so very soon in my new life. Bye guys. Kisses.